Now, listen, you guys. Once again, I come to you with these two duds that are literally making someone they claim to hate the headline of their interview. And at this point, I'm just like, is this an obsession or what exactly are you duds doing? I am talking about none other than Jess Hilarious and, of course, the absolutely obsessed Shannon Sharpe. Now, we're also going to be discussing about Offset seemingly clapping back at Les Hilarious for what she had to say in that particular interview. And at the same time, the Laffy Taffy alien Stephen A. Smith is being dragged on social media because, while he said that he would have been ready to square up with LeBron James. Now, we're also going to be discussing about Miss Red and this alleged lawsuit. And Matt Lamini, on the other hand, I don't know what is happening, but well, there is a top 60 prediction. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about less hilarious. As expected, Shannon Sharpe is obsessed about Nicki Minaj because at what point do you, as a man, say, no matter how many views I need to have, at some point I have to leave this woman alone, especially given that you don't even like the woman. I mean, a couple of months ago, you were saying Nicki who, acting like you don't even know her, and it is very apparent from your remarks that you don't like this woman. So to continuously use her as clickbait for your channel when you clearly don't like her, this is borderline harassment, in my own opinion. Because what are you doing, sir? At that age, are you not ashamed? And what's more annoying is that a lot of people enable this kind of behavior just because they don't like Nicki Minaj. So anyone and everyone can do whatever they want to do with to Nicki Minaj without any consequences. And these are the same people that will come out here on this channel speaking about women should stick together, black women together. But when certain things are being done, to certain black women, they don't care about that. It is pathetic. And when you notice that it's the only, like, the first two celebrities mentioned in that interview is the person who's getting interviewed, and then Nicki Minaj, and then other people. Why does she have to be the headline? When literally you guys are talking about an unfollow. Nicki, for the record, you guys never went back and forth with Jess Hilarious at all. All Nicki did was unfollow Jess Hilarious. And that's when Jess went, I don't know, on a series of rants against Nicki Minaj over an unfollow. Even before she got unfollowed, she was speaking smack. And this is weird in my own opinion. And then the fact that people will sit back and say that, well, she's just being a comedian. She's just being like, why would you harbor that kind of hate for a woman who literally unfollowed you? And this is the logic that I don't like. Like, you probably said something that she didn't like about her. She has the freedom to follow and unfollow who she wants. She has the freedom to choose what she gets to see on her timeline. But up to this day, Jess Hilarious is literally making it seem like Nicki Minaj is the villain in this entire situation because how dare you follow or you unfollow me? I'm supposed to throw you left, right, and center, and you're supposed to keep following me so that you can prove to the people that you're not bothered. And people applaud this kind of behavior. But when the same woman comes back crying on the Breakfast Club about getting replaced, I am supposed to feel bad for her. But do not worry. Today I came with receipts dating as far back as 2018 because people like to act like, they are forgetful. People want to have, amnesia when it's convenient because why would Jess Hilarious sit on the Shannon Sharpe interview and say that she doesn't know why Nicki Minaj why Nicki Minaj blocked her? Why would she fail to mention that she was diagnosing this woman with depression, calling her beta and all of these things? She does not take accountability for doing that to her. And now she wants to act like that never happened. But literally a few years ago, you were telling this woman that, oh my God, your career is over. You reign your rest. And then later you were talking about, oh my God, plastic behind. After that, you were talking about she's depressed and bitter. Who made you psychologist, Jess? But somehow we're supposed to relate to your postpartum. Okay, let's say she was depressed. Okay, let's say it was depressed. She was depressed. Since when do we laugh about people having mental health issues? Since when do we do that? If we're going to be on the moral compass, if we're going to use the fact that, oh, postpartum depression is real, bear with Jess hilarious. So when it's Nicki Minaj, people can be, she can be depressed and dragged. It's okay. But when it's Jess hilarious, for some reason, we women have to gather up and rally behind her. But anyway, let me insert what Jess hilarious had to say at the Shannon Sharpe interview.
Nicki unfollowed you because of one of your videos?
I don't know why she unfollowed me, but I know she had reposted me a few times listening to some of her music that she dropped, and then unfollowed me. A few people unfollowed me though. But yeah, I don't know the reason why. I don't be like, why
But
you do that?
you can't be going back and forth with them Barbz on social media though, Jess.
I don't go back and forth with them. They go back and forth with themselves.
Oh, you don't? So you don't respond on social media? You don't go back?
Not anymore.
Oh,
You haven't seen. You can't find a comment that I done commented on, and since what did I say? I think back in 2023, I said I'm not gonna comment anymore. They don't deserve for me to keep going.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. Jess hilarious is claiming that she does not know why Nicki Minaj unfollowed her, making it seem that, well, Nicki Minaj is the villain. Nicki Minaj cannot take it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, shout out to Petty Blog because they documented everything. They've got a 17-minute long video of Jess hilarious going off at Nicki Minaj without being provoked, and some of the things that she was saying, disgusting, to say the least. Disgusting is an understatement. I get the Barbz and all of the, you can go back and forth with that, but to drag a woman just because she didn't unfollow, she unfollowed you, is insane in my own opinion. She was literally acting like at some point she had an exchange with Nicki Minaj, or they had an altercation or stuff like that. Anyway, this is what Jess hilarious posted. She said, man, there's clearly something wrong with Nicki these days. Okay, and y'all slow behind Barbz should be the first to know, since y'all know everything else. Now, when I say that I am a hater, in quotes, yes, you are a hater. This is giving hater energy. Being a hater is getting mad at someone's reaction without acknowledging what you did to cause that reaction. That is hater vibes. You poke at someone, they remove themselves from that situation, you go ahead and villainize them, and now you're walking around talking about the unfollow, but you don't document everything that you've also done in that entire situation. And then she said, y'all a bunch of slow bees, I swear, who just as effed up as she is. Okay, this is Jess hilarious calling Nicki Minaj effed up. I don't know for what exactly. And then for unfollowing her, I guess, because this sounds personal to me. And then she said, who's just as effed up as she is? If y'all think she's doing good, she's doing fine because she's got money. So now she's saying Nicki Minaj is not doing okay. Money does not solve whatever according to psychologist, of course, Jess hilarious. And then she said, shorty effed up and she's bitter and depressed. This is Jess hilarious, who's now sitting on the Shannon Sharpe interview trying to act classy and talking about, oh, I don't go back and forth with the Barbz. Oh, I don't know why Nicki Minaj followed you and followed me. So you wanted her to continue following you so that she can see you diagnosing her on the internet when you don't even have a single qualification about that. You cannot even read, but you've got the audacity to be diagnosing someone with a mental health issue. You guys want to turn around and say Nicki Minaj is this entire B word, but is this not B wording someone? So she moves around with, I don't know why she unfollowed me. So she's supposed to follow you to see you tweeting this, to see you posting this. And the industry somehow have convinced themselves that this is okay. If it was a situation where Nicki was going off at bloggers, I would understand. The one person who actually does go back and forth with bloggers just because they've got different opinions with them, you guys don't even check. But Nicki Minaj and following you is where we draw the line. There's an actual somebody who goes on Twitter Spaces cussing out, people, calling them the N-word, calling them roaches, wishing, that the unaliving of their families. You guys do not call that person out. But Nicki is being called out right now because why? How dare you unfollow me? You're supposed to stick around and see the nasty things that I have to say about you. I hardly ever feel this about someone, but this woman is full of BS. And this is the reason why I never stood by her, wrong or right, whatever she was done at the Breakfast Club. I literally do not care. And nobody can shame me into making me kumbaya, black women, and all of these things. It doesn't work. Because where was this energy when she was out there doing this to another woman? Where was it? She says, y'all want to do something, help y'all leader. Okay, so now this is directed to the Barbz. And then after that, she went on multiple rants, you guys. When I tell you multiple rants, just search Jess Hilarious Nicki Minaj Pet Tea blog. I promise you, you will see a 17-minute long video about Jess Hilarious just going off at Nicki Minaj to a point where you would think that maybe they actually had an altercation. And I'm inserting these receipts to refresh her memory since she's sitting on there acting like she doesn't know what the problem was. This was the problem, Jess. As if that was not enough, she went further and she said that Nicki Minaj's career was over. She ran the course, their career ran its course and now she's over, and she was once a thing, now she isn't, and all of these things. Fast forward to 2023. Nicki Minaj gets the best-selling female rap album, and Jess Hilarious still cannot eat her words. Nicki Minaj goes ahead and sells out her tour, and she alludes that she would like to have Cat Williams on her tour. What does Jess Hilarious do? She goes online and she alludes to the fact that Nicki Minaj's tour is not selling. That's why she would probably want Cat Williams. Meanwhile, the tour is actually sold out. Does anyone hold Jess Hilarious accountable for this? Absolutely no one. Because why? Nicki Minaj is somehow not a black woman. When we talk about women sticking together, Nicki Minaj is excluded. Anyone and everyone should do whatever they want with her, and her career should lie on her, and it's okay. We only come together when it's those people that we like. But anyway, let me insert what Jess Hilarious had to say about Nicki Minaj's tour, which was a blatant lie, and then I will catch you guys after that.
But no, in all reality, for real, Nicki the one. Like she was the one. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody take nothing from her. She got plaques, all that shit. She ran her course though. You know what I'm saying? Now she just keep repeating the same lyrics, like back to back. Like back to back. Like she just keep the shit that she say at the beginning of one song, she put at the end, and put the shit that she say at the end of the other song at the beginning. So it's like, all right, okay, bitch. Now y'all know Nicki, you know what I'm saying? She was the queen of rap for a while. And if she want to remain in the game, because it ain't time for her to retire yet, but if she want to remain in the game, you got to get another writer now, because you keep talking about the same. You're predictable, man. But I ain't gonna lie though, if I still ever see her, well, I don't know, because I don't know, they say she be getting in her feelings about shit that she sees, so she might not like me, but I don't care. It's Jess with the mess, and my news is real. This the shit I didn't get into on Breakfast Club. Nicki Minaj wants Cat Williams to join her tour. When Nicki and Cat Williams ever even have a relationship? Like to put him on your tour? Let's just get something straight. Now, usually people do things like this when the tour is not selling. Maybe it isn't. Now, that's very expected these days because of the economy. Listen, people put shit on layaway to buy Renaissance tickets. Like the economy is in such a place right now, it's totally expected to not sell out. No icon, no matter how big or small, is exempt from promotion. You promoted that album, you did interviews, you popped out, you promoted his. So we're gonna have Nicki, Monica, Cat Williams. Mind you, Cat Williams hasn't responded yet. I think she should add a JT, a Bia,
Well, there you heard that, you guys. So now, if this is not hater energy, I really do not know what is. And I find it insulting that she would sit on that podcast acting like she's above this entire situation when you were having fun, dragging this woman who hasn't done anything to you, taking it personal, making it like you've got a personal vendetta. I promise you, there's nothing that she didn't touch on. She touched on Nicki Minaj's rap skills, talking about she doesn't have any bars, talking about, oh my God, Safari wrote for you. This is all, Jess said all these things. So, really, really, is that who we are as a people? Like, as long as someone is regarded unlikable, there are no rules, no standards, do whatever you will with her. But if it's someone that we like, let's rally behind her and scream postpartum. As if that was not enough, did Jess Hilarious not go for Nicki Minaj talking about I will blow up your plastic behind? Basically mocking Nicki Minaj, obviously, for having plastic surgery. Fast forward to 2025, guess who got a BBL? Guess who got plastic surgery? Is it not Jess Hilarious? But who has ever dragged her for a BBL? If I come out here and start dragging her for a BBL, I'm called beta, I'm called all these things, I'm called as long as she has got money, because now that's a new flex. Now she's talking about her back in, investments and all of these things, as if money does solve everything. But when it's other people, you were screaming, even if she's rich, it doesn't matter. Oh, plastic BBL, plastic booty. Yet today, you're the one who also has a plastic booty.
Pull out that lighter, and I'm gonna put it by that ass. Set that all that plastic on fire. She gonna be running around trying to put her ass in the toilet. Some Let's look at it from a different perspective. Because when Nicki was QB, she wasn't the most respectful to her Nick Lombardi, was she? Till you do right by Lil' Kim, everything you touch is gonna crumble. Till you do right by Lil' Kim, everything you touch is gonna crumble.
And of course, the industry and everyone else will not call this out, because why? It's popular. It's the group think effect, where if we dislike one person, everybody has to dislike them. Meanwhile, none of these people even have had a personal experience with Nicki Minaj, because you cannot tell me that her unfollowing Jess is the reason why Jess is still bitter to this day. You cannot even hold somebody who's literally being the R words to other black people accountable, but you're quick to drag Nicki Minaj left, right, and center because of hearsay. This is purely hearsay. Remy Ma came out here accusing Nicki Minaj of stepping bags. All these things are based on hearsay. There is literally multiple videos of Nicki Minaj giving Lil' Kim her flowers. But Jess Hilarious now is talking about, oh my God, everything that you're going to touch is going to crumble. Because, well, until you do right by Lil' Kim, I guess that's the reason why she was in denial and she couldn't accept that Nicki's store is actually doing absolutely amazing. It broke records. It broke records after laying those curses on her. So I get why maybe she would want to live in delusion and make other people believe that she's not doing well, because you were so confidently, saying in 2018 that Nikki's career was over. Now you don't want to look stupid. So what do? Let's lie about her tour. Pathetic, 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 Jess. And no matter how many handbags you have, how many BBL shots you got, how many new teeth you got, how many two braids you got in your head, two locks you got in your head, it's not going to erase the fact that you are absolutely bitter about a woman who paid you dust. Imagine sitting at a Shannon Sharpe interview and the headline to your to your interview is a person that you claim you hate. Imagine you got a Shannon interview and they're asking you about Nicki Minaj, and to make sure that people are interested, they are putting Nicki Minaj in the headline. Yet you claim to not like her. Loser behavior, in my own opinion. But anyway, so yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about all of these. Personally, I am disgusted. One person who seemed to be not here for Jess hilarious, shenanigans is none other than Offset. It seems like Offset did not like what Jess had said about his marriage and of course the Transformers marriage, and he said, Jess, stop mentioning me before I roast your behind for hating on another black woman. Of course, she was hating on Lauren LaRosa, okay? More eloquent, daring, informative, doesn't have a lot of celebrity ops. Because she thought that by making celebrity ops, she would be making a name for herself. And now she's seeing someone who's got the celebrity contacts, who's still able to spill the tea, but she doesn't have a bunch of celebrities behind her ass. And she feels threatened and jealous of Lauren. Dresses very well, pretty, by the way. And of course, she had to feel threatened. But anyway, let me insert what Jess Hilarious had to say about Offset and the Transformer, and the fact that she's even out here idolizing, Rashida and Kirk's marriage from Love and Hip Hop tells me all I need to know about this girl. She's a soul loser. She's such a dad. She's such a bird. Because what do you mean Kirk and Rashida's marriage is real? I think she just loves to see misery so that she can feel good about her own miserable life or something like that. Because there is no way any sane person could say that this is what a marriage looks like. When I heard that, I was like, listen, I've got nothing against this girl anymore. Clearly, there's something going on in her head, as she likes to diagnose other people, talking about bitter, depressed. Depression is better. You can snap out of it. Anyway, let me not stoop down to her level. Let me not do that. But go. And this is the person that I'm supposed to take seriously. So let me insert what she had to say, and then I'll catch you guys after that.
Was doing him. He knew Cardi. He just knew that he had her. He knew she would never leave. He knew the things to do to get her back.
Buy 2 Birkins, buy 3 Birkins,
Yeah,
buy a rose.
He might be good for like a couple weeks or a couple months, and then you back out there doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But then when
yes.
she started moving on, oh, that baby couldn't take that.
Yeah.
Now, he be upset.
Yeah.
He be upset when even like
Now what they call him now, they call him upset.
yeah, absolutely. He be upset when certain people take Cardi's side, because I think he feels like it's a side y'all not saying. Y'all ain't saying this, y'all ain't saying nah, but we saying what you've been
see
doing.
You outside.
You know what I'm saying? We
Okay.
see you, and then we also hear Cardi tells us everything.
Everything.
That's why I said she don't even need to be up here. She tell us everything anyway. You know what I'm saying? She everything. And we see and we see she also loves you.
Right.
And she loved you through a lot of things that you put her through too.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, Cardi's a lover. We obviously know that. And so, she just wanted to be happy, and she tried to make that happen several times, but it don't always work out like that.
Can social media ruin a relationship?
Hell yeah. Yes, it can, because then you don't live for the other person anymore. You start living for the validation of others. You know what I mean? You start trying to pay attention to it. You start trying to fit the mold of other people who
What they think you
ain't
should
even
be.
got, you don't even know what they got going on. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to please too many people, and you're trying to look perfect in front of too many people. That's why I will say this, and I don't care who get mad at me. I love Kirk and Rashida from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Okay.
That is a perfect example of a marriage going through everything, and a marriage standing every test and fighting through it and actually getting through it. And that's partnership right there. That's work.
How long in the relationship before we stop sending our representative out? Is it a month? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Because we got to send the representative.
Damn right. Look, what you see is what you get now. Earlier on, look, I used to talk different when I used to be like, yeah, so what do you think? No, I've always listened to that song. And then that would be my representative for the first 30 days. Then I'd be like, What you talking about? Like, what you mean? Oh yeah, no, I never said that. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yes.
yo, and then by the time the 30 days, the representative is gone, they already in love with me. So boom,
But
you know what I
you
mean?
got it.
But yeah,
But you
I-
filed the false pretenses.
That's right. That's why I had to stop doing that. That's why I had to stop doing that. That ain't good for nobody. Don't send a representative. What you see is what you get. They're gonna love you for you, or they not, and that's how you know.
Would you ever be in a situation where you would go at it with your baby's father?
I would never do that. Now, I never did that.
Right.
Now, me and Rome, we done had our days, our arguments. You know, my son's father, I've never gone back and forth with him online.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no. Never ever want to do that. Because at the end of the day, it's still us.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, we still got this child, you know? So I got to deal with you, you know? Offset.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. I don't think I'll be talking about the other things that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about those in the next video because, listen, this video is extremely long and I've noticed that lately my videos have been growing. You guys, we started from 8 minutes to 14 minutes to 18 minutes to 20 minutes. Now we sometimes go as far as 28 minutes. So let me leave this video on here before it becomes too long and then I'll talk about the other things that I wanted to talk about in the next video. Until my next one, see you, and do not forget to subscribe.